NFC Championship Minnesota Vikings. I had to do it. I had to do it.
2021. Hey, it's a new season here. Don't say it's this year.
You are correct. That was 2021 where you did predict the Minnesota Vikings to be in the NFC title game. They did not. This year, their training camp kicks off with a new head coach, Kevin O'Connell, taking over for Mike Zimmer with a team with loads of talent, including Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook. It's just stars on stars in Minnesota. Dylan, I'll start things off with you. What does the offense look like under Kevin O'Connell?
Well, I really looked at this and I saw that they're going to go pass heavy. Pass heavy wide receiver sets, about 4 wide receiver. There's a battle for the 4th wide receiver spot in camp right now. They're going to go with a 4 wide receiver set, and they like to spread it out. Think of it as not necessarily the Los Angeles Rams, but there's a lot of pre-snap motion, and they're trying to use Justin Jefferson in that role that they use Kupp. Get him in motion a little bit, try to see the read. Because we all know Kirk Cousins' first read's good. Might be one of the best in football. When it gets to the second and third read, that guy is not the best. You can say that about any quarterback, but especially for Cousins because he's so cerebral and also stupid at so many different times when he plays the game of football, whether he's taking knees or doing whatever the hell he does out there. But they're going to throw more on first and second down. Last year, 3rd and 8 was their average on third down. That was not good. Not good at all. I think there'll be more checkdowns for Dalvin Cook. Only had about 30-ish catches last year. As far as the wide receiver or the tight end position goes, they didn't want to bring back Kyle Rudolph. They had the financial ability to do it. They wanted more athleticism at that position, sort of fit the Kevin O'Connell offense. Irv Smith may not play with his hand in the ground as often. He's never known to be a good blocker in any of that stuff. He goes out, he makes good catches, and that's sort of his role. CJ Ham, the fullback's probably not going to play much in this system because for the first time in franchise history, you could argue, the 21st century offense for the Minnesota Vikings. They're not going to be ground and pound with Gerhardt or Adrian Peterson. Dalvin Cook will still get his, but they're going to throw the ball a lot more, be more spread out. And you want to keep a close eye on someone in camp. Sleeper is Kene Nwangu, that kick returner last year, the fast lightning jet. They ran him up the middle last year. That's not his game. They'll get creative on this scheme. O'Connell's excitement's there, but also understands his fast motion offense comes with reps.
Every time we get out there, he's like, I just want to practice right now because I'm so excited to be around you guys and the culture that's being built, the locker room that's built, the systems that are being put in place. And I think that's kind of a general theme. When you ask coaches or players in this building, that's kind of the general theme. But now, like he said yesterday in our team meeting, we got to go put the work in. And when it's time to go, it's time to go. When it's time to take care of you guys, we're going to take care of you guys. But when it's go time and we say, hey, it's all out, let's go, I expect it to be physical and tough and fast.
I like this new look a lot in Minnesota, just from the early stages. Obviously, it's hard to tell what this team's actually going to look like, but I really like a lot of these new coaches and these new teams. Like, it just seems like there's a lot of good fits, and Kevin O'Connell is one of those. Dylan, you brought up a sleeper candidate, and I was kind of thinking we were going to continue on the hype train of KJ Osborne, maybe. Like, that was going to be the guy that's like someone that we were talking about as a hype train.
He sort of emerged last year. Like I said, 4 wide receiver sets. You already got the 3. They're looking at the position battle for the 4. You got Thielen, you got Jefferson, you got Osborne. The 4 really comes down to a bunch of different people when it looks at the rookie that they got this year, Jalen Naylor. BC Johnson is probably the oddball in that scenario, but also Blake Pearl is on the PUP list. Dan Chisena is another name. So there's about 3 guys they're looking at. And I want to mention one more point here with Kevin O'Connell coming over. I'm sure you guys saw the crazy tweet that happened about the game against the Lions where they kicked the game-winning field goal and the dialect between Mike Zimmer and Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins, after the game, there's a gif of him throwing back Mike Zimmer. They're pushing each other to the side. And right after, he didn't speak to him the whole week before that Lions game. He tells him right after he makes the game-winning kick, "You effing like that? I just saved your job," he told him. So there was dialect in that room, and Kevin O'Connell's coming in with a new voice, and they're excited for him.
That sounds so beautiful. All that was blah, 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 blah. Listen, man, I'm coming. I can't. This has been on my nerves for a couple of weeks, and I've been kind of waiting for the NFC North. The Minnesota Vikings everybody in camp is talking about how conservative the offense was, and it's just changed, and it's so different, and blah. No, it's not. Talking about they're going to throw the ball more. Well, guess what? They were a top team in throwing the ball last year. They were top 10 or 12 in pass attempts. They were a good offense. They scored a lot of points. They had weapons, Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook. The offense has always been good. The problem in Minnesota is the defense. So you get Kevin O'Connell to do what? Come in and score a few more points? Come in and throw a few more passes and still lose the game? I don't care what Kevin O'Connell does. I'm not saying he's bad, but the problem hasn't been the offense. Kirk Cousins puts up numbers every year. Dalvin Cook puts up numbers every year. Justin Jefferson, Irv Smith being back, cool. Those things are great. Where is the defense?
All right. Hold on here. Let me add. Okay, we're gonna really go off script here. We're gonna go off the dock here. And Mr. Football, I'm going to get you on this. What positions in training camp are you looking out for on the defensive side of the ball that really needs to show signs of improvement? What players are you looking at to say, okay, this guy's got to step up here for this team who sucked on defense?
How long you got? Every damn position on that defense was bad.
That's lazy analysis. That's lazy analysis.
Exactly, but it's easy analysis. Listen, the addition of Zadarius Smith, great. The back end of their defense needed to improve. Old Harrison Smith, old-ass Patrick Peterson, they can't be your best players. You draft a Lewis Seen, who is good, but he's a rookie. Cameron Dantzler and Chandon Sullivan, I don't even know who those guys are. Did they play football? Yeah. Did they play football?
It's a good nickelback.
This defense needs help, especially the back end. If they get what they expect from a Lewis Seen, great. Maybe an Andrew Booth this first year can come in if he's healthy and step up year one. But the defense is the question. It's not about the offense. Minnesota is going to score points. Guess what Minnesota else is going to? They're going to be in games against good teams, and they're going to find ways to lose games that they should win because the defense has not been very good. That's why Zimmer is not there, because Zimmer is a defensive guy whose defense wasn't good anymore. The offense has been the offense.
So the best defense is a good offense, I guess.
When you lose 5 games by a combined 18 points, offense might be a thing that can help you win some more games.
This is the NFL, man. Like 80% of games are decided by 7 points or less. That statement. Let me ask you this question. Wait. Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. How good is that Chargers offense? How many games do they
now? It's pretty decent.
And how many games do they lose that are close games?
Yeah, but you can attest that to so much more. Like you can. You can look. Okay. Well, first off, we can all attest that Mike Zimmer was not the guy. We understand that. Brandon Staley's still learning and making mistakes based on his hubris. But when you think about an offense that's coming in and Kevin O'Connell and what they're about to do, some of those field goals and those field goal games could easily have been turned into touchdowns. And if you're scoring those,
talk about lazy analysis.
I thought that's
talk about lazy analysis. Well, the field goals could have been the touchdowns, maybe. So now they go from being a top scoring team. The personnel hasn't changed. They have always been a good offense. The same guy that you're arguing about offense, Mike Zimmer with a great defense and an average offense with whoever the backup quarterback was in an NFC Championship game. So all this push about offensive guys. Well, guess what happens when offensive guys come in? Defenses adjust. The Dallas Cowboys, great offense. Oh my God. Why was Dallas good last year? Wasn't their offense, it was their defense. The defense still matters. You cannot. I'm not saying that Kevin O'Connell doesn't have an impact. What I'm saying is that impact does not overshadow how bad that defense is. And what's going to happen is they're going to look a lot like the Chargers did. They're going to have a really great offense, but their defense, the more possessions their offense scores quickly, guess what? Defense is back on the field. They give up more. Like it's just to me, they focused on getting a good offensive coordinator, a good guy that ran an offense, which is great. But they have to put focus into that defense. And they have. They've tried to, at least, I should say. We'll see if that picks up. If that defense steps up, then Minnesota, it will be a team to reckon with because you add in the addition of an O'Connell with those offensive weapons. But I'm looking at that roster on defense, and I'm like, who's going to stop anybody? Who's going to stop Aaron Rodgers in that secondary?
Well, no one was going to no one was gonna stop Aaron Rodgers on that team.
Yeah, all right. Hey.
So they're fighting for a
Justin
wild
Fields.
card. They're fighting for a wild card again, and then the playoffs. If they happen to make a wild card, they get beat by one of the better offensive teams. That's my problem. Is because their offense still got to stack up against Tampa, Green Bay, whoever comes out of the East, the Rams. Like they all have great offenses. The difference is they also have good defenses.
I think Minnesota to end this. I think Minnesota did a lot of right things this offseason to move forward to try and compete with the rest of the NFC, including drafting guys like Lewis Seen and Andrew Booth.